The name is Law Nation. As we continue to grind and shine, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. That's including the ice wall. Let's get it. Come on. All right. Cowboys adding Jaxon, Smith-Njigba as the 30th visit, plus more news and Q&As from yours truly, Law Nation Sports. Let's go. Yup. Ain't no party like a cowboy party, yeah. But what about a Law Nation groove, baby? Come on. Come on. Mama said there'll be days just like this. Hey. Ho. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One. Come on. Whoa. Emmett, what you doing up there, man? All right. A little snafu here and there. All right. That's okay. Building the plane while it's in the air. Get out of the way, Emmett. What's good? I don't know how Emmett got up there. I promise y'all I don't know how, man. Murphy's Law. Shout out to him. He's having a part of the show today as well. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. The name is Law Nation. Let me know if you guys can hear audio, at least. Let me know if you guys can hear audio, at least, you know. Cool. All right. It was good.
Just drop it.
Appreciate all of the sponsors. I see the Stream Element is letting me know that we have a lot of sponsors on today. I appreciate them for renewing with the nation. I really appreciate you guys so much. Normally I go live around 11 to 2, 3-ish, around that time frame. But I give you guys an afternoon show today. Let me know if you guys okay. I know normally we don't be live around this time unless it's kick up of the final word or me and West Coast. All right, so appreciate y'all so much. But let's go. Can you hear me now, baby? Yes, indeed. Bring it up a little bit.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns.
Come on.
There are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know.
How about now, baby? Is the sound better now? Can y'all hear loud now? Yeah, baby. Yeah. Casey, JoJo. Yeah. Can y'all hear me now? Shout out to Killeen, Texas, baby. Kenyatta. Yeah, baby. What's good? All right. Come on. All right. Yes, indeed. All right, so we're here now. We're live with it, baby. All right, so with that being said, Power says, sing it, Law, baby. Yes, come on, man. Early album coming out late May, early September, baby. Yes, indeed. What's good with y'all? All right. Good. All right, so with that being said, come on.
Give me my thing.
Come on. Ha. What? It's law. What's good, baby? All right, now we ready. Now the Legills is everybody's in the right corner with the attitudes and thoughts. All right, so here's my mind on the Cowboys bringing in so many wide receivers because they looked at last year's tape and we did the analysis. We did it. We did the analysis of Dak Prescott. It was his fault, right? Because so many people said, well, you only saying this. It's not Dak Prescott's fault. That's how they sound, actually. It's not Dak Prescott's fault. He's throwing interceptions. He's the reason why. And regardless of who pointed out, it could be Jesus Christ himself off the cross saying, hey, man, Noah Brown, when Dak Prescott threw the ball, it bounced off the 8 and 5 and it landed in somebody else's hand. But people will still say, no, it is Rain Dakota Prescott's fault. It is. And I feel y'all. So if y'all want a cookie, then y'all can have the cookie because that's just what y'all sound like. So it's Dak Prescott's fault. Nevertheless, what the Cowboys are planning to make it less of Dak Prescott's fault is bringing in some more and more nuanced route running type of wide receivers. Jaxon Smith-Njigba, he is a guy that's similar to CeeDee Lamb off of his releases. Let me say that again. He is a guy that's similar of CeeDee Lamb off of his releases. Now, his yak ability is pretty good. It's up there. It's right there with CeeDee Lamb. And that's Jaxon Smith-Njigba. Not saying that he will be the 26th spot, but it seems as if, though, they are making sure they're crossing all of their T's, dotting their I's, and making sure that with the 26th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Zay Flower. You know, it could be him. Or with the 26th pick of the NFL 2023 draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Jaxon Smith-Njigba. They are making sure that they're crossing all of their T's, dotting said I. And on top of that, to put more and more context to everything that we are seeing, Michael Parsons, he's bringing out and putting in everything he can out there on the field, and I like that, right? Explosiveness. And he's working with Bijan Robinson. Not saying that he will fall to the 26th spot, but the Cowboys and this guy right here by the name of Parsons, they're not afraid to put some sweat equity into the mix. So now you got all of these complex situations, which I can tell y'all, foremost for everything, truth be said, the Cowboys put themselves in the position not to say, well, we drafted for need. They can literally go into this draft and find every want that they want, and everything will be okay, because I tested you guys about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and I asked you all, yeah, you and you over there, I asked you that, hey, do you believe that this team right here, Cowboys projected with the 2023 starters outside of Jordan Lewis, could be DeRon Bland right there. It should be. Can this team win 10-plus games with the roster that they have right now? And I want to know. I need to know. I got to know. Can the Cowboys do such with this roster as it is right now? You know what I'm saying? Can we win at least 10-plus games with the roster that we got right here that you are able to see with your natural eyes right now? Can you win 10-plus games with that? Can you win them? Yes. Kenyatta says 13-4. I feel you. So with that being said, we can win. Kelvin says we can win 12 again with the current roster. Boom. We can win 12 at least with this roster. We can win, let me say that again, we can win 12 with this roster. So when we start going back and forth with, hey, the Cowboys need, the Cowboys don't need, the Cowboys should, and the Cowboys will, we can erase all of that, because the Cowboys, very much so, to position themselves and to be in a situation and scenario that they cannot showcase these guys like this, Simi Fehoko, right? You don't have to lean on and say, okay, well, in the draft, we can't find another wide receiver. Therefore, we're going to lean on Simi Fehoko. That's why that is so important that the Cowboys did go out there and get a Brandon Cooks, right? They did go out there and solidify the things on the defensive side, even with Gilly, right? So when you're doing things of this nature, it also helps you out in the long run versus the short run, meaning that you can go into this draft with a clear mind. You can go into this draft and saying, okay, with the 26th pick, the BPA is whoever. It could be a DeJuan Jones. Some people might be punching wind. Yeah, I can't stand him. He's a right tackle. That's all he would be. It could be a Donnell Washington. Lord, wide receivers / tight ends. Well, tight ends not that good in the first round, Lord. Well, it can be any of those guys because you for dog sure not going to be leaning on the Donnell Washington. You for dog sure not going to even be leaning on Jaxon, Smith, and Njigba. I meant to say Njigba. I'm saying, keep on putting Njigba. Apologies. All right, so you don't have to lean on Zay Flowers. You don't have to lean on any Quentin Johnson. You don't have to lean on any of those guys or Broderick Jones. I see you. That's who we need. This is Broderick. Yeah, you're from Bob Heck. Well, he ain't going to be there at the 26th spot. If he is, then you pick him up, BPA. But like I said, we can win at least 10 to 11 games with the current roster that we have, right? Now, let's listen to NFL, I believe, Network. I think that they have some questionings here and there. But I really appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. Let's listen to these boys.
Now, and after
8,262
rushing yards, 68 touchdowns in 7 seasons with the Dallas Cowboys, he was released back in March. Just one of the changes, the most notable change, to this Cowboys roster in the 2023 offseason. And it doesn't necessarily stop there in Dallas as we look over to the additions. Ronald Jones, Brandon Cooks, and Stephon Gilmore come over. Zeke there headlining the losses, as well as Noah Brown, Dalton Schultz, and Connor McGovern up front. So let's discuss the Dallas Cowboys and our roster reset as we bring in Jane Slater and Lance Zierlein back with us. Jane, let's start with some of these changes that we've seen thus far in Dallas this offseason.
Yeah, they've surprised us a little bit. And Lance, I don't know your thoughts on this, but they typically aren't that active in free agency. And they did their due diligence. They tried to go get Brandon Cooks, that wide receiver, last year. His trade value was just a little bit too high for them. This year, they not only get him, but they also get the Houston Texans to help pick up part of his salary. So that was impressive. And then the one that shocked a lot of us was going after cornerback Stephon Gilmore, which is only going to help make Trayvon Diggs that much better. Jordan Lewis is coming back from a leg injury, and so we'll see how he progresses. And then they got a lot of their rookie, Deron Bland. What this essentially does for them heading into the draft, though, and I'll see if Lance agrees with me here, it allows them to go after the best player available.
Let's pause it right there. So I love when I hear the things being echoed, So this allow us, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world, to draft BPA. Just dismiss any thought or any notion, gumption, ideology, mindset, thoughts, again, to slide up in the draft. Now, you can get greedy. You can absolutely get greedy and slide back in the draft. You can moonwalk back like the great Michael Jackson, the late great Michael Jackson. You can slide back a little bit. But why get greedy? With the 26th pick, just draft. Just draft whoever, whatever it is. Lean on this staff, the scouting department, most importantly, their homework, their notes, their details of going out there and killing it on day 3. Day 3 is the hardest part of the draft. And to be fair, after day 3, the undrafted guys, it becomes a fire sale from there, right? a fire drill. And that is where you get all of the good stuff from, right? Look, how many people banging on the table for Malik Davis, right? Was he drafted? Yes or no? Right. How many people banging on the table and said, man, this dude, Hendershot, show. That boy good, right? So we're going to have a lot of parties going on after the draft because of our scouting department, because of the way we operate and move in these drafting streets, right? And also the undrafted streets, right? Let's go.
We've not gotten as many of the 30 visits as we typically get in years past. They're being very careful with them, but we've at least heard from agents and players themselves posting them at the Star, and they're casting a wide net. We're seeing DBs, offensive linemen, tight ends, and just because they went out and got Brandon Cooks and they've got CeeDee Lamb, it's not scaring them away from bringing in guys like Zay Flowers. And I know, Lance, you've got them mocked up for Quentin Johnston, who's right there in Fort Worth. We'll see if he gets past the Titans, though, because I know the Titans were highly interested in him. They were at his pro day. He had a breakfast with them. But just really interesting. They've shown a lot of patience in years past, and that served them well. If you think about it, Micah Parsons came to them. They got Trayvon Diggs in the second round. You could argue Tyler Smith was an incredible pick for them last year, given all of their offensive line woes.
Yeah, so when we look at everything and measure twice, cut once, we also look at it like this. Ladies and gentlemen, we are looking for more and more playmakers. We're looking for more and more skill sets, even when you look at the 30 visit. Not saying that you need said guys, but you're looking for them. When we go back and look at the INTs from last season and we look at some of the pitfalls from last season, you remember they said 30 to 35% of the playbook that they're going to change. Some of it they're going to keep, right? But I truly believe, and I'm not painting my guy Michael Gallup, MG13, who is still mean, with a paintbrush of saying that this dude is trash and terrible. But these were common sense things that we were saying last season. Like you had to have the expectations of, hey, this guy's coming off of a surgery. There's a recovery time frame for it to be there. And he will not be perfect. He will cheat on routes. He will say, hey, I'm good. He will look at it like, hey, this is the opportunity to prove that I'm worth the $60 million, or how many millions of dollars that they gave, said Michael Gallup. And he pressed. Sometimes you get all of that, right? You press, and when you press a little bit, meaning that, hey, I want to get out there early because I know that Noah Brown ain't that dude. I know that Jalen Tolbert ain't that dude right now. I believe at 60 to 70% Michael Gallup, this is him probably thinking in his mind, that it's better than 100% Jalen Tolbert, 100% Simi Fehoko, 100% whoever else, James Washington, right? So when you get that and you get somebody who been here before, they get out there, and although they will splash and show you good things, they will also splash and show you bad things. The same could be said even with Rayne Dakota Prescott. Let me repeat, the same could be said with Rayne Dakota Prescott. I'm trying to get out there. I'm going to fly with the team. Man, your thumb is broken. You'll be better at the house rehabbing. No, I'm going to fly with the team. I'm going to pick up everything that I can bring to the table, including another table. Right? He comes back with a broken thumb. I know a third of you guys will be looking at it like, oh, here comes the excuses, Law. We don't want to hear it. Leave it at the front door. Because one will be looked at it like, hey, that's a noble thing. That's a good thing. The guy's playing through an injury. The other one will be looking at it like, hey, no excuses. When the person don't give or lead with the excuse. I blew the game. I lost the game. It's my fault. I'm not going to cast out the wide receiver that ran the wrong route. I'm not going to sully or belittle the guy who stopped on the route, because I know that if we can get on the same page, we can win down the line. CD, right, and Noah Brown. But what Cowboy Nation do, they sully it, right? They listen to the 4-letter, 3-letter network. Oh, he led the league in INTs. Oh, he passed. He's a turnover machine, Law. We have never seen a kind of caliber of quarterback that can just turn over the ball and vomits all over the field with his turnovers, left and right. And nobody ever put all of that context to the table. There will be people right now that will say, well, Law, we were winning with Cooper Rush. Overall, we're 5-1. With that rate and ratio, we probably would have lost only one more game. The Cowboys could have finished out the season 14-2 maybe, right? If they believe that, then I got land on the moon for sale. The defense were playing out of their minds. The defense were playing phenomenal on those first few weeks. But the defense still had to go through the gauntlet schedule when you had to face a team again, when you also have more and more tape on what said defense is trying to do, and the whole crazy schedule of 3 games in 12 days. But so many people will only look at it and say, it's the quarterback. Right. And I get it, right? No matter how we paint the picture, that is not. But for some reason, it's strange to me that people will say, well, Mike Martz, he don't know nothing about football. He was a bum. Yeah, that greatest show on turf, yeah, that was luck. He only got, one Super Bowl, Law? He called Kurt Warner, not Cousin, but Kurt Warner. He founded him, but also he benched him, right? Thinking that he can do it again. But when I look up Kurt Warner's resume, I only see 1 Super Bowl, right? He been to others, but the 1 Super Bowl that he happened to win it from was through Mike Martz. How strange that is. I would tell y'all this. I truly believe even with a coach of a kind of caliber of Mike Martz juxtaposed to Jason Garrett, we would have had at least 1 ring. With Tony Romo, you pick Mike Martz up and you take Jason Garrett, and I know Jason Garrett overall records, I believe, probably still the better than Mike Martz. But when you don't add things to context, Jason Garrett as the head coach is the 2nd winningest head coach of the Dallas Cowboys all time, right? But we know how it's because he was here so long. Context matters, but to some people it don't. But we know what is better, right? Some type of philosophy, some type of scheme, some type of concept system that's put into place. And we haven't seen that here in the Dallas Cowboys groove in many of moons, right?
Yeah, I think you nailed it perfectly. I think what the Cowboys did and a lot of teams will do is they will reach out to certain players at certain positions so they're not predictable, so that they don't have to reach on one particular position. And I think when you look at the Brandon Cooks deal, Cook still has good football left. It's just, he's constantly on a carousel from team to team. I think Dallas is still obviously going to look at wide receiver. From cornerback standpoint, I love Stephon Gilmore, but he's getting older. Jordan Lewis, you mentioned that. I think you could look at a nickel cornerback there. And then, of course, from a running back standpoint, you lose Zeke. You got Tony Pollard, who eventually will be back. But I don't think Ronald Jones gives you the juice that Bijan Robinson has. So I think running back could be a real position. And another wild card slot after using Dalton Schultz obviously would be tight end. But with Bijan Robinson, that really is a move that would feel like a Jerry move in the past. But that's a legitimate football move to me because it takes more pressure off of your quarterback, Dak Prescott. And I think asking Dak to do a little bit less and relying more heavily on the running game, that's always been a positive for the Cowboys.
No doubt. No doubt. There's a good analysis by the way. You know, you're real good analysis, right? When we start thinking about things in general, right? Asking your quarterback to do less. That should be the go-to move. That's what I would do, ladies and gentlemen. I would ask my quarterback to do less. Name me the quarterback that they asked for that said quarterback to do everything and they want it. I'll wait. I'm waiting. Come up with the name of the quarterback. Hey, man, we want this quarterback to do everything. Now, when you ask those type of things, you get gaudy numbers, good stats, and everything else. I'm waiting. You know, I can't find that quarterback. It was good when Joe Montana had Roger Craig. Rice. Right? It was great when Troy had Irv, Novacek, Moose, the defense, the O-line. To this day, Emmett, 19 touchdowns untouched. Skyeta says, Alpha says, Mahomes maybe, and that's a big maybe. Because 2 of the Super Bowls that he won, the running backs had more of an impact in those games. Or running the ball and the coaching do matters. And I'm not sullying nor taking away from Mahomes. They didn't need for Mahomes to throw for 200 yards this last Super Bowl. But 10 years from now, people would think that Mahomes had 350 yards. They had more yards on the ground than they had from the $500 million armed quarterback in the air. They had to play 2 plays that I can pick somebody that's in the chat. 2 plays. 2 plays. That if they were the wideout or the running back that was in the flat, they could have caught the ball and ran on in for the tub. On top of that, when we start talking about Brady, you know, the craziest thing of it all, I would say the only game out of all of Brady's Super Bowls that you had to really lean on Brady, and I'm not taking away all 7 of those Super Bowls, I'm not doing that, was the Atlanta Falcons game. He had to really pull it up out of the mud from there. But every game I've seen Brady play in the Super Bowl, the defense gave it back for him to score. The wide receiver gave him an opportunity in the run game. Yeah, somebody said Nick Foles. Shout out to you, Darryl. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, Nick Foles, baby. Yes, indeed. Brady and Tampa, man, they made sure. They went and got Antonio Brown. Gronkowski came out of retirement. You know, they had 3-headed running back and top 5 defense. But that will fade away. 10 years from now, they will only remember Psycho Tom, Tampa Bay. They won't remember everybody else ancillary, right? Just like the first 3 Super Bowls that even Brady won, right, or was on a team of. People don't remember the kicker. They probably forgot his name by now. They don't remember the name of the defense that was carrying them in the special team unit that got them there. But they, for dogs, should remember Tom was there for those first 3. Even in New England, no one can do it alone. That's what I'm trying to say, Jared Thomas. Yes, indeed. No one. But at Cowboys World and Aura, they're going to believe that, hey, the 4 letters, the 3 letters said, hey, let's put it all on Dak. No. From day one, I would have been building pieces and not taking away around the philosophy on how they won 13 games year 1. Build upon that, not taking a single brick away, trying to add to it, right? Oh, that's what I would have been doing. Bijan Robinson. I do like the kid tape, but I don't like the kid tape enough to trade up for it, to sacrifice everything that we do in the second and third round, fourth round.
Sacrifice.
I ain't finna sacrifice it. No. One can argue when I look at tape, I'm sitting back watching it, going through it, and I'm looking at it like, that Gibbs, whoo, that Gibbs spark out at me. I'm gonna see him playing against the same level of competition. Gibbs. I wouldn't give up all of that for Robinson when you can get a Gibbs. And there's no shade upon Gibbs nor Robinson, right? I like both of them. Tight ends, I see Kincaid. One thing that's have reservations, you're supposed to be in your 40s and start having a bad back. This dude haven't even hit 25. He's old. He's 24, and he already got a bad back. I remember when I was young, in the early 20s, Mom would, you come home and you do some yard work to help Mom out. Oh, my back hurt just a little bit. Boy, you ain't got no back yet. You just got a gristle. Yeah, who remember old folks saying that? You just got a gristle, You don't got no back yet, Shout out to Eastside Harold. Shout out to you, Sadiq Charles. Appreciate you. What Eastside talking about, man? It's hard to go to the Super Bowl when you're 17 interceptions a season. Say that to the guy who just previously won a Super Bowl, Matthew Stafford. Did Matthew Stafford have 17 interceptions? And I know it wasn't in a spell of missing 5 games. But Matthew Stafford, I think that they had Cooper Kupp, they had Odell Beckham, they had another wide receiver, tight end. They had everything. Defense was straight. Come on, bro. Patrick says, all in Natchez, Mississippi. Yeah, you ain't got no back. You got a gristle, boy. You get out there and move that bale hay. You had that round bale hay. You had to move that round bale hay out the way before that heavy rain get. You got to cover it up. Who know about that? No, y'all don't know about that, man. Matthew Stafford did the same. Mind your business, Eastside Harold. Yeah. He led the league. He led the league in INTs. It's a team sport, was what I'm saying. And at that time, believe it or not, the Rams versus the Niners, at that time, the Niners were 6-0 versus the Rams. And I remember my brother was like, yeah, but I'm kind of iffy about this and that because now they got a situation whereas the element of surprise because they swept them, I believe, that year. And it was time to play them the third time or something of that nature. And he was worried. He was worried a little bit. And I'm glad that the Niners got lost. You know what I'm saying? Got beat down by the Rams that year, though. But it is what it is. But neither here nor there. Let's hear what this is going to say.
Yeah, looking at our mock drafts over on NFL.com, we got 6 different mock drafts active right now, 6 different picks at 26 for the Dallas Cowboys. It could go either way. There is that wild card and the boss man who ultimately makes those decisions, looking at the roster reset.
So it is quite possible that the Cowboys will find a player, and you look at our top 30 visit, that we all like and love. And it is quite possible. Scorpio says Troy Aikman, 18 interceptions back in 2 years at 36. Yeah, I feel you. But, it is what it is, it is what it is. Like, here's the 1,000 truths. Have you ever heard the saying, I never met someone doing better than me talk about me? And that is the saying for Eastside Harold and his Texans, all of the Eagles fan base. Because it's strange. Like, if I go to Twitter, right? If I go to Twitter and I type in, use my guy, Lord Bronson, for example. Lord Bronson tweets. He got up top. He got Eagles. He got his stuff. But when you stroll down, I promise you, you will see Cowboys. Cowboys is a topic about Cowboys. Cowboys, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He talking about the great Troy Aikman. 7, 8, 9, 10. So, as an Eagle fan, right? He's one of their leading guys, right, in the Eagles community. More than half of his content is about us, right? He's not talking about Washington, Giants. He's not talking about the Chiefs or anybody else, but he's talking about the Cowboys. Why? Because we on top of the NFC East. It makes no business for him to talk about the Washington team, right? Because they just above him, right? So he feel like they are in the same lane. It make no business to talk about the Giants. He don't strive to be like the Giants. The Eagles fans collectively strive to be like the Cowboys. They want to be us. So that's why they talk about the best. So that's why it's important for them to say Cowboys, 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 right? Their content is based around the Dallas Cowboys. If he's the vocal point or the focal point of his community, if they subscribe to his Twitter page, they would be subscribed to basically over a third of the Cowboys' content and information. Why? Because that's all he talk about. Let me know if I'm wrong, and I'll hush. But in the same breath, if he is one of the leading Eagles content creators, right? So the minions, the people that's under him, that follows the Eagles community, what you think that they gonna do? Follow the leader. And they gonna be talking about the Cowboys, et cetera, and et cetera, and et cetera. And if you're a guy like Eastside, right? He don't have no content creators there. But Houston itself is at the bottom of Texas looking up to Dallas, right? They wish that they were in the global spot or the spectrum of the Cowboys, right? The Texans. Technically, Eastside Harold should be a Tennessee Titans fan, right? But he just became a Texans fan. So ask him in his youth when he was young, who did he root for? Who did he want it to become? And I believe it that he probably was saying, yeah, you know what? I like those Cowboys. He probably ain't going to admit it now, but he probably have an 88 jersey somewhere in his closet. A Troy Aikman hat, shirt, jacket somewhere, right? He's a fan. He ain't no Oilers fan. He ain't done. You know, he ain't. Because he's here. He would have been somebody, he would have followed the Oilers over to maybe the Nashville, or then when they came back, of course, he would have stated, hey, I state my allegiance here, but I still kind of like the team over there in Nashville, because it was a minute before the Texans started something. They didn't create the Texans immediately after they left, but that's a story of another day. We congratulate you. You know, he's making the nation grow. And so a third of the Eagles fans over here that inspired to be like us, right?
Emotional damage.
But with that being said, hit that phone line brought to you by Newsbreak. Newsbreak is an outlet that you can all strive to be your own content creator and generate your own coins. The information will be in the description box so that you can be a part of the movement. And I appreciate y'all so much. Love y'all to the moon and back. But with that being said, you can't buy your way into this. Talk about Go Texans, $2 super chat, Astros or Rockets. You don't believe that? Because you will find a Law Nation on the Rocket side doing their content creation. Don't be that dude. Don't be that dude, Eastside. I seen you. I seen Eastside Harold on 105.3 The Fan in the morning time. All in their comment. Come on, man. Don't be that dude. Don't be that guy.
There are 2 participants in the conference.
Come on.
Please announce yourself.
I got my guy, bro, Jay from the 510. You are in, dog. Talk to me, man.
What's going on?
Nothing to it, man. Holla at me, man. How you feeling, man?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. Am I on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I had you on YouTube at the same time. It was excellent. Hey, I don't even want to talk about football right now. I just want to talk about you, man. You are super duper close to 100K. You like 200 away, man. So
oh, wow.
I'm all over Facebook right now, trying to share your content. And I seen you were stuck on like 97K for a minute there, and ever since I started sharing, maybe like 2 weeks ago, I've been seeing that number pop up. So I just want to tell everyone that's listening right now, for the big homie Law, get on all your social media platforms, share this content. Let's get our boy Law Nation to 100K tonight.
Oh,
I know
tonight.
You want to get tonight. You want to get to 100K by the draft or somewhere around there. You're going to get it by at least tomorrow or the next day.
Man.
You're going to have 100K, my brother, 100K.
Man, we're going to have a big party, man. We hit that 100K, man. Oh, my goodness, man. I need to have the countdown somewhere going around tonight, then, if that's the case in the scenario. Just have a countdown with the clock just going down all the way up to it, man. I appreciate you, bro, G.
Yeah, you've been going up about 100 subs every day. So you either got tonight or the day after before you get it. So I've been keeping an eye on it for you, brother. I'm just reminding everyone, let's get the goal, man, for all the community. I know Vosh, he's pretty close. He up in the 80,000.
Yeah.
Skywalker about 20.
Yeah.
So let's get all the content up, man, so everyone can make some money, man. Let's grow this community. All right,
indeed.
Cowboy Nation. I love you all. I love you, Law, and I'm out, player.
Appreciate
Peace.
you, man. That bro G, man. I love the love and adulations, man. That's good, man. I appreciate y'all, man. 100K celebration. Hey, this should be a good thing, man. How much we fight to get to this point, regardless, man. You know, I got people who follow the content who's not even Cowboy fans, believe it or not, like Eastside Harold. He know I give him a hard time, but he knows nothing but love. And also all of the Eagles community, Washington Giants. But we know who the true community is that's behind all of this. Let's not get it twisted. Cowboy Nation, baby. And the draft side to it, man. You know, I hear people all the time, man, say, man, I follow the content before the beard, dog. You know, I follow the content when you shooting it out of the car. And that shows a great grind for your mind, man. Started with a cell phone. So that goes a long way, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let's go. And not just this platform, but we on TikTok. We also on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We're everywhere in Roku, Amazon. Appreciate them and beyond. So I love that because this is what we do. Let's go. I got my guy, Darius. You live from the 214.
Law Nation. Law Nation was happening, big dog.
Nothing to
Man,
it, bro.
Shout out to goddamn Bro G, man. That's from your fans. Since he brought that up, I just want to tell you, I'm not a day one Law Nation fan. I wasn't here before the beard. You had a full ass grown beard by the time I got on you. I got on you probably like around COVID. Like,
Okay.
Maybe that's the wrong word. 2020.
Yeah.
Well, it was desolate out here in these streets, man. Desolate. I couldn't get cowboy country nowhere. And lo and behold, you just kept popping up.
Yeah.
And I thought you was one of those like spam pages. You know what I'm saying? Like where they just like feed you like wrong news, like Odell going to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Right.
Clickbait.
You know what I mean? Thing, you know. Yeah.
And then I finally clicked on it, and then you was giving like straight information, man, like straight good content, straight good information. Man, I've been hooked ever since, man.
Man, I appreciate that.
I ain't got on nobody else but you, man.
Man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. You know, even though, man, we will have our disagreements, but that's what it's about, man. We don't supposed to hold hands, right? You know?
Hell no.
You supposed to hold no hands.
I argue with my brother. Man, I argue with my brother every day about some football. We don't pull no punches. We go straight raw, full-blooded raw. You know how we get down, but it's all love. Yeah. But what I called in to say was this offense, like with Mike McCarthy and West Coast. Now, what I wanted to say was that it don't need to be just a pure West Coast offense. This offense needs to be called the Dak Prescott offense, because if you just try to have your system, so to speak, just have your West Coast system, you only doing the same thing that Kellen Moore did. He had his little collection of plays or his quote-unquote system and told Dak to go do it. But no, hell no. The best offensive coordinators or head coaches, they forget the system. It should be the Dak Prescott offense with West Coast principles. Yeah. I don't give a damn about what your principle is, what you do this. That offense that Jalen Hurts runs, that is the Jalen Hurts offense with RPO principles. That's what it should be.
Yep.
And that's what I called in to say, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in, Darius, man. Appreciate you, bro. Good call from him, man. That's Darius, y'all. Yes, I truly believe principles, man. The Cowboys should have some installment of what the quarterback do best at, you know, and then keep those plays. Put them on the shelf. And what the quarterback do horrible at, and if it's workable within the concept that you like to do, then you work on it during the offseason. There's nothing wrong with that, right? You work on that. You know that, hey, my quarterback is horrible at this play, but I want this play to be installed. Then you work on said play, right? And you do that also with the wide receivers. If your wide outs are good or great at those particular option routes, work on it. You do those, but don't hide it. Don't cover it. All right, we got Johnny from the 903. You're live.
What's up, Law? This is Johnny Gamble out here in East Texas.
East Texas, what's good with you, man? Holla at me.
Oh, you know, it's always the same. Ready for some football?
Ready for some football? Yeah, I'm ready for it.
I just called to say a couple things. One, as always, I think all these news agencies been watching a little bit of too much Law Nation. Because they kind of repeating what I've heard a few weeks ago. I think at this point you need to be recording and doing some patent stamping or something. Because they just repeating what they hear, and I think. Yeah, they are. No, I think it really comes down to it, and I think I'm gonna reiterate what you said. You don't just have Cowboy fans on your page because you're not just posting Cowboy content. What I mean by that is you're posting the truth about some players that most people don't even know who they are until you post the truth about them. and I think that really makes a difference on your content. I will say this: I'm excited that the Cowboys are not. I said this several weeks ago to you. I'm excited the Cowboys do not have to rely on their positions.
Right.
They've gotten themselves in a position not to worry. Best player available is always going to be the best player available. And I don't want to have to reach something stupid just because and end up with I don't even remember his name last time. What was
tacos, man? You don't want to do that. You don't want to reach, man. A hill,
a distant memory in my past. Thorn in our side.
Yeah.
Worst draft pick ever.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you, Johnny.
Jerry, but I will say this. In the last 30 years, that is the only time I could say that Jerry made a mistake. Most definitely made a mistake. Jerry's always been good in the draft. He's pretty good about getting his players. I mean, I'll take the mistakes from all the success we've had. I can say that.
Yeah.
He may not be the best person we want as GM, but he is the best in the draft. I will say that.
No doubt, Johnny.
That's the only time I'll give Jerry credit.
Appreciate you, man.
The rest of the time I'm ready to twist off his head like everybody else.
Hey, we all, man. It's family. Appreciate you, Johnny. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right.
The conference has been locked.
Yeah. All right. So the Lock Conference is brought to you by Newsbreak, local information for better life, baby. So y'all be sure to check Newsbreak out. The link is still tied up at the top of my particular YouTube page. All right. So next we got from the 732. You're live.
Hey, what's going on, Law?
Not much.
Man, I listen to you every week. You kill it.
I appreciate
it. And I'm going to keep it short and sweet. If we draft Mazzy Smith, I'm going to be so disappointed because Michigan defensive linemen don't work out for us. They don't. Now, with, what we need on offense, the kid from Notre Dame, Michael Mayer. That's exactly what we to become a different animal.
Michael, you bring him in. He immediately would not be your tight end 1. He'll be your tight end 2. He'll fall right behind Jake Ferguson. He might push Hendershot, right? And now you have 3 tight ends, and you got somebody that can block and these sorts of things. He's a clone of Jason Witten. But before people dog out Jason Witten, hear me out. We talking about young Witten, not old man Witten. That's 2 different worlds, right?
Yeah, you think he would actually he wouldn't push Ferguson to number 2?
Year 1, I think that man that Ferguson, he done already been through the gauntlet. 17 weeks is a long one. I think that Michael, you would want him to casually come in. He may can't give it a push, but I think that would be the odds would be against him because Jake Ferguson, he's no one to sneeze at himself.
He isn't, but that kid's a 3-year starter at Notre Dame. I mean, that's you.
Yeah. I looked at his tape, man. He's a guy. He's an all around tight end. He can do it all. It's just that right now, Ferguson, what Ferguson can't do, Ferguson can do it all too. He can block in the backfield. He can catch the short to intermediate passes there. And I think that this year he would have 1 or 2 maybe additional routes under his belt as far as packing down and knowing the offense. Think of this. The reason why tight ends tend to struggle their year 1 is because they got so many responsibilities. They got to know, and I know you said 3-year starter in Notre Dame, which runs a pro-style offense. But to pack that all in on an NFL level, you got to do all 3 phases on the field. You got, as a tight end, you got to know all of the wide receiver routes. You got to know all of the running back routes as well as all of the O-line responsibilities. And that's nothing to sneeze at. That's a hard task to do.
Absolutely. We love you, man, and you spit the truth every week.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for calling in, fam.
Hey, how about them Cowboys?
How about them, man? Yes, indeed. I would literally see if the Cowboys draft Michael Mayer, or is it Myers? You know, they would literally give him 82. I know y'all ready to hit me with the shame button. You know, hit me with the shame. You know, I know y'all ready to hit me with it. You know. What my shame? I don't even know what my own shame button. I'm gonna shame myself. You know.
Shame.
Yeah. Get the butter knife ready.
Shame.
Come on, man. Shoot. You could have sharpened that one up a little bit more. The dull knife hurt more, you know. But it's just, that's his comp, you know. He's like the younger Witten. And I would love to have a young Witten back on this team, right? Laporta from Iowa, he's no joke as well. Yeah, that kid is just amazing too. So I believe that this tight end class for the 2023 draft class is a big one. It's a big tight end class, and you can find tight ends in pretty much second, third, fourth, fifth round, and they will be able to do things. And think about it, there could flat out be a tight end that's undrafted, you know, just like my guy last season. That can come here, you know. So keep an open mind. Don't paint yourself into a corner with this. All right, we got from the 918, we got Minister Simmons. You're live. All right. Well, he was. Maybe he's going over, you know, what they going to talk about in Bible study. Appreciate it, Pastor. All right, so we got Tony 832. You're live.
What up, Law?
Nothing to it, Chief. Talk to me.
Man, I don't want the Cowboys to go for that boy in the first round. That running back, we don't need him.
Robinson, right. Robinson, right.
Yeah, we don't, I wouldn't want to waste no picks like that, bro. We need strength in different parts of this line. You know what I'm saying? First of all, we need a good D tackle. I wish they would stop playing around and go ahead and get that boy, what's his name? Jaxon Robinson.
I thought he signed, though. He signed with someone, I believe. Yeah, I think he did.
Okay,
I think he signed, man.
But, really, but the thing about it is, I wouldn't do it, man. I wouldn't give up no picks for no running back in the first round. Man.
Yeah. Oh no, I wouldn't give up no picks. But if Bijan is the 26th spot, right? If he falls to the 26th spot, then just if he's the BPA, if he's the best player, then draft him. You know.
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna fall, man, because you know I think the Eagles got their eyes on. They might trade up and get him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which really I really don't care, because we're gonna crush the NFC this year, bro. It don't matter.
Oh yeah, man. Shoot.
Everybody talking all this crap about Dak, man. Dak, you gotta understand something, man. Dak was playing with a musical chair offensive line, bro. We didn't have a stable offensive line. When you got things like that, he ain't worried about his right side. He worried about his left side, right? Conor McGovern is not. He ain't all that. Now if they get that boy Avila, or is it Avila?
Yeah,
or the other guy,
Steve Avila,
that left guard. Forgot where he's from. I was watching this tape today. That boy's a bad boy, man. He be throwing people around, bro. And that's what Dak needs. If Dak can get that security on that left side, then you're gonna see Dak ball, bro. Go back. People got to go back to his rookie year. He had a hell of an offensive line. Bro.
Yeah. I mean,
people don't understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But it was good. It was good for us 2016, and then 17 we had a lot of broken pieces on the O-line, and then of course the in and out of courts with on the field, off the field. I meant to say not courts, but on the field, off the field with your rookie of the year basically, Zeke. Even though I think Dak won rookie of the year, but they kind of split it, right?
Yeah.
They split it. Yeah.
I noticed this too, man. Every time I turn on the 4-letter network, the 3-letter network, They're always talking about the Cowboys. I don't never hear them talking about it. I just don't hear them talking about nobody else, bro.
They don't, man, and it creates that. It creates the hatred. It creates the overanalyzations of the quarterback and emphasis on certain things of this team. Like, nobody know that the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. They don't have a single segment on the Chiefs.
No. It's a what it is. It's a psychological game that they play to keep the listeners, because everybody wants to hear about Dallas. Everybody wants to hear about Dallas.
Right.
So they keep pushing it. That's where they get all their views from, the Dallas Cowboys. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's where they get all from. So, I'm a Cowboy for life, man. East side of Howell need to keep that big D out of his mouth.
Oh, man, he can't. He can't. He love it. He make love to it all the time, man. He enjoys it. Yeah.
But, hey, man, I love you so, bro.
Appreciate you.
I love you so. I love what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I listen to you all the time. I don't get very many chances to call in because I be working like a Hebrew slave.
Oh, I feel you, man.
You be good, bro. I'll be hollering back at you.
No doubt, man. Hold it down, man. Hey, are you down there? You down in that area where East Side is at, huh?
Right. I'm in Houston, but I'm a Cowboy fan. Actually, I'm from Philadelphia, from West Philly.
Woo, basically, you move from one enemy area to another enemy area and still rocking the boys, man. I love that, man.
I'm a Cowboy fan since 1979, man.
Woo-wee.
I've been a Cowboy since 1979. And they hated me when I was in Philly, and then I moved to Houston. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still a Cowboy fan. I rock nothing but the Cowboy gear, bro. I got Cowboy tennis shoes with my name on them.
Right. So say it again. Tell him who run Houston over there, man. Tell him.
You know who run the Big D, boy? The Big
D. Appreciate you, Tony. Let's go, man.
All right.
Yes, indeed, man. All right, so we got another 214. Then we got my guy Lokes, man. So from the 214, you're live.
Man, what's up with it, y'all, man? It's your boy Westmoreland.
Westmoreland, man. What's good, man? How many numbers you got under here, man? Let me save it on here, man.
This the same one, man. 214 AAC.
It got your lady name under here, man. The whole name.
Oh yeah. See, What's her name on there? Now we got the got previous marriage, so we wanted to get our numbers together.
Oh, okay. Let me put it in here now.
Man. Loud. Man, I seen you at church, man. I wanted to come up to you, but I see we was getting that word in.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Pastor had a good message, man. Know your assignment, man. Yeah. Not understanding your assignment. You know, he understood his assignment. Yeah.
I want to tell you happy Easter, Lord, man. I'm going to meet you next time. Next time I'm going to come up to you, all right?
Man, come on down, man. Normally I attend virtual. Normally I attend a virtual service. Yeah. But I had like 6 people to come up to me, man. 6 people came up to me, man. Yeah, man. I felt like I was the pastor, man.
Look, I sat behind you, I was looking around, and I seen that beard. I told baby, that's Loud Nation right there, man. She said, you better not get up. I said, man, I gotta go say what's up to my man. But yeah, Loud, I just wanted to let you know, man, happy Easter, I seen you, man.
Yeah.
I love you so, man. You keep going, man. Just like you say, ESPN, they watching.
They watching.
Cowboys hear you. You know what I'm saying? K104, all them niggas hear you, Loud.
Yeah, they hear me, man.
Hey, baby, you feel me?
Yeah.
They hear you, trust me.
Yeah.
They hear you, you know what I'm saying? So,
you know what I want to do, though, one day? You know what I want to do, Wes, man, Moreland?
Yeah, what's up? Talk to me.
You know how that stage, you know how they be on the stage and the music just be bumping? Can you imagine if I had like a whole concert on the stage with the show, with the bumping, you know what I mean, with the music and everything? That would be dope, man, with motivation speaking law, you know what I'm saying?
If you did it, Lord, I promise you I'll be one person that'll pay for it, and I'm coming out to support you, bro.
Man, we got some things in works for that happening too, Westmoreland. You know what I mean?
I already know. But man, look, Cowboy Nation, for all the rookies who get drafted here, if you mess up, you will hear your name on Law Nation. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
It is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
We ain't trying to hear all that. We demand perfection. You get what I'm saying? We demand it. It don't need to be nothing else, Law.
Yeah.
Got that time. Let's go, Cowboys. I love you, man. Happy Easter, and let's go, Law. Do your thing.
Man, much love to you, man. Salute, bro. That's
All right,
Wes
save my
Moreland.
number now.
I got you in here, man. That's a good call from him, man. Yes, indeed, man. We had a good time in service, man. And hey, next time come holler at me, man. I had like 6-7 people come up to me, man, and you know, normally I go to virtual service, man. I don't normally go to the service, man. And Dallas is big, but it's small too, though. So you know, and every now and then I'll be at a restaurant. Somebody say, and I'm like, what's going on? The waiter says, the couple over there pay for your meal, you know, and that's a good thing, man. I feel good, man, that we got people all over the world, even in restaurants, you know. Sometimes I'll just walk into a restaurant with great faith, you know what I'm saying? I'll leave a wallet in the car, you know what I'm saying? I'm just playing with y'all. But appreciate y'all, man. Brian Goldson says Antonio Brown at the Star. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Is that for real? Because Jared gonna be
damn act together.
But I appreciate you, dog. If that is true, man, that would be nice for him to watch the Cowboys play, right? Not to go play for the Cowboys. Lokes, man, you're live from the 972, man. You're live, fam.
Good afternoon, Law Nation.
Good afternoon, man.
How are you tonight, man?
Man, I'm well, man. I'm well. I can't complain. How are you?
Hey, I'm great, man. I'll just make my call short and sweet. I'll try to be under 2 minutes because I know you got to go. But hey, I know this Cowboys draft is coming up. I mean, this off season has been a great one so far. Law, like we can say the unexpected was expected, but we didn't know. It was like, dang, they were actually going to do it. They actually got a wide receiver. They actually got a corner that can, you know, back up line in case. And, you know, that makes drafting so much easier. So we can go many ways. But I think, you know, many people have their opinions. I'm not going to talk negative about any other people's opinions. But I think they might be a little bit mistaken about not taking B.J. Robinson because, I mean, he's definitely a running back one in this type of NFL. And, I mean, Pollard, you only have him for 1 year, and you got that safety blanket, in my opinion. So if he's there, I'm running to the podium no matter what, Law. And you can give me your thoughts on that. But I just want to say that this draft is filled with talent. And my thing is I'm curious who the Cowboys are going to pick in the second or third round. Now, I just want to ask, though, I don't know if I've seen a video or not, if you already did, like, your top 20 prospects that you want that maybe can land on the 26 board or something like that. And I'll leave you be, man. And hey, you deserve $100K for all the work you do. You're one of the OGs. I remember when you were like 30K, 40K, and you put out work. And hey, blessings are upon you because it was not just given. You earned all that, and I hope you keep on going up on the ladder in this world, especially in Cowboys Nation. I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe Jerry Jones might come and be like, hey, now, Law Nation, I don't see you on videos, and I think you're good for the job. So you can come by the Star. We might got a check for you over here. You never know, Law.
No doubt, man. Yes, indeed. I appreciate you, Lokes, man. Yeah, you gave me some idea of a content piece that I'm going to put out. Appreciate you, man. Good call from him. He gave me a good and brilliant idea. I don't do, like, big boards or top 50. But I for dog sure did top 10 wide receivers. So what I can do is do top positioning groups, and that will be my piece right there, right? Law's top 3 quarterback, Law's top 3 wideouts, running backs, offensive linemen. Do I have to break offensive linemen into 2 pieces? Guards and of course tackles. Defensive linemen, we had to break that into 2 pieces. Actually, to be fair with defensive linemen, you got to break that down into 3 pieces. 1 tech, 3 tech, edge rushers, right? So, and I got enough guys that I can do that on. Linebackers, I can break that down into two pieces. Mike, your Salmon Wheels, right? Defensive backs, we can break that down into two pieces. Three pieces. That'll be a little bit harder, but it'll be more easier for you guys to digest. Your nickels, your outsides, and then your safeties. Yeah, I can break that down into three pieces. Technically, it should be four, your high safety, low safety, but a lot of people sleeping on safeties in this draft because, you know, this draft class as far as safeties is not as potent as it should be. But I'm going to tell y'all, man, as much as we dog Boise State guys, there's a guy in Boise, man, J.L. Skinner. Shoot, you're the winner. Shoot, you get J.L., shoot, he's pretty dope, man. His tape is nice, too. Trey Dean, I like his tape, too. So it's a lot of safeties that a lot of people sleeping on. Sydney kid, you know, a lot of people sleeping on safeties. I like Brian Branch, you know, from Roll Tide. You know, look, there's going to be a safety. Since everybody's sleeping on safety, he's going to probably be one of the better guys that's coming out of this draft. Watch. It's going to be somebody in the safety class that everybody done looked over, and was too smart, and they passed him by. And the stone that was rejected become the chief cornerstone, right? You know, he becomes the glue that ties everything together. Watch, it'll be the safety out of the 2023 draft. And they'll be like, how in the world, you know? And the safety somewhere in the third round, fourth round, something like that, you know, that turns everybody head and be like, hey, that dude right there, everybody slept on him, you know. Brian Branch, Roll Tide. I see you, fam. All right, so 786, you in the mix.
What's up, all this Dallas Cowboys 1992?
92, man, what's good? You in the hallway somewhere, man? I hear a lot of echo.
Yeah, let me get out this hall. I'm actually at work right now doing a little security, but
hey, yeah, man, hey, the best jobs you can have, man. Shoot. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, man.
Hey, yeah. I started off on Pete and Paul, then I fooled around, got the golf cart, man. You couldn't tell me nothing. And then they started with Securitas. The Securitas, they started giving you the cars. Shoot, boy, I'll burn up that thing. Shoot, if they'd had Uber then, I'd have been Uber. Hey, man, why you picking me up in a security car? Don't worry about it, dog. You know, boy, I was hustling, man, with security job, man. But talk to me, man.
Yeah, I'm going to say this, man. The Cowboys, to me, they kind of showing this, man. Go off the line. Because if you notice, like every time we play the best,
yeah, you keep moving, man. You got to move to a better location. Keep moving.
Let me go out now. Okay, I'm out now.
Yeah. Just don't put that on your DAR report. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think we kind of showing our hand a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get some O-line help. Only way we don't go O-line if that running back slip. If he kind of slips, then we're gonna just go with him. But I believe we're gonna get the guy from out of TCU, that big O-lineman, or that dude Mossy from UCLA. Because every time we play like teams like the 49ers and the Eagles and stuff like that, we get far from toward the end of the playoffs. You know, they got that pesky D-line. And every time the weakness of Dak Prescott is when pressure coming to his face.
Right.
So we fix that inside. We fix that inside. We fix that. It's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. So I believe they're going offensive line, and then second round they're going to probably go get a running back or whatever, like a tight end or something. You know, but we got to fix that O-line, man, because like the caller said before, when we had back in that rookie year, man, we had Ron Leary up there, Doug Free, who was it, Martin, Frederick, and we had Tyron Smith. And them boys, they won't even get touched. They'll open them big old gaps to hold for Zeke. So we go back to that, man, and like the 90s, how we did in the 90s, man, they won't hardly touch a Troy Aikman, man. They weren't touching him that much until like he got older. But that's the problem. The Cowboys go back to their roots and keep stripping that O-line. And then look who we picking at, the 26th pick. That's where we get our offensive linemen at the Fredericks. You know, stuff like that. Things like that. So, to me, I believe that's where they're going. The only way they're going to pick running back Robinson if he's sealed up for whatever reason. Or, how about this? If this may be a shocker, how about we pick, like, the old lineman, and then we trade back, like, let's say with Kansas City or, believe it or not, the Eagles, because we like to do trades with them. How about we trade back into the first round and pick up another, like, player that we might need and give up our second and third or whatever move up? How about that?
I don't want us to get too cute, though, man, you know. But I would say this, though. If like you got tags touching, if you got people like literally tags touching and it's multiple tags touching and you can move back a little bit and still keep one of the guys that you really love more than you like, then I agree with being, you know, conservative in a way where you slide back a few and just give more bang for your buck, get a third round draft pick or get an extra second round draft pick. I think the Cowboys can finesse a lot with that. Or even if it's in the second round and you want to get a little, if you got tags that's touching. But I think that the sweet spot for the Cowboys would be here. This analogy right here. You pick whoever you pick with the 26th spot, right? And with the second round, sacrifice some of your later picks and just slide back up. Get it ultra aggressive. Trade back into the 30th range or right at the 40th range since you're picking 58 and get another guy that you know for sure that can solidify your team because you pretty much already done made your team usable week 1, week 2, week 3, right? You just adding in extra pieces for depths and for development at this point.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. But I'm just saying, you know, you never know dealing with Jerry, though. They like to like pull little rabbits out the hats and stuff. Yeah. Because they keep saying something big coming. We ain't seen nothing big yet.
I mean, shoot, was big for them could have been the Cook deal, could have been the Gilly deal. That could have been big for them, right?
True, that's true. That's true.
Yes, indeed, man. Man, I appreciate you, man. What's your name so I can lock you in, fam?
You put me on the 92, Dallas 92.
Dallas 92, man. I got you, fam.
Sir. All right, thanks.
I appreciate you, man. That's my guy, man. Dallas 92. I put him down as God. Yes, indeed, man. I appreciate everybody who called in, man. It was a great show. Appreciate those who donated. I thank y'all so much for your love and adulations. What you about Sandy Hook, Mississippi law, DC for life? That's Marion County, right? Remarkable Consulting Services. Yeah, Sandy Hook, that's Marion County. You know, we got 82 counties in Mississippi, and that's one of those areas that you won't catch me in. You won't catch me in Marion County, but shout out to Sandy Hook and all what they do over there in that area. But that's in the sticks, man. You know, Mississippi, certain areas you just don't go to, man. But yeah, shout out to Sandy Hooks, Mississippi, man. In Marion County, you know, I don't rock around Marion County though. You know, I just being real with you, you know. But shout out to Mississippi, man. We love Mississippi. Yes, indeed, man. Let's go, y'all. All right, so here's what I was going to say or something about I think philosophy we was going to touch on before we rock. I just truly believe that the Cowboys and the philosophy may be that they want another running back they can fill in the shoes of Ezekiel Elliott. They may be a little frog leg about Tony Pollard. And there's nothing wrong with going out there and drafting the running back. I'm not hating Bijan Robinson. I'm not hating any of the guys that we talk about, the draft philosophy, even if it's Mozzie from the Michigan, right? Even if it's him, even if it's Brian Breezy, even if it's if the 58 pick, I think that would be more of a Benton's range right there. I would be elated that it's at least an attack for us to draft interior, regardless of if it's offensive line or defensive line. Philosophy speak volumes, right? Even if it's Mafi, you know, not with the 26 pick. No. That then we would move some furniture. Scorpio says, what about even if it's Tanner McKee? You know, we did plenty of mocks, man. If the Cowboys select Tanner McKee's tape, I looked at his tape, man. He's pretty good quarterback. Even if they draft him in the 3rd or the 4th, I think you can get him in the 4th round to be 1,000 with y'all. That'll be a situation where you groom him, you slowly bring him about, you let him play some preseason games, let him be the camp arm as well, and you work things out from there. You do. And you continue to do those things. It'll be a 4th round will be a steal. Yeah. 3rd and 4th round, right around that area, you know, is his range. Max Duggan, 5th and 6th round, around his range, right? So it's all about how you pretty much got your board and how you set up things for that. Here's the thing with the quarterback. The backup quarterback will always be the famous quarterback for the Cowboys. Be the most famous quarterback. Be the most talked about quarterback. And that's just bottom line. And that's just how it comes with the territory. Dak Prescott, like we said, every network was talking about the quarterbacks and their interceptions, etc. No one talked about Josh Allen's interceptions. Nobody know who was the 3rd leading interception, quarterback in the National Football League. Nobody knows all of that. Nobody, look, to know it's a Dallas thing, nobody know yards allowed anymore. That was a stat that was so important in 2021. Right? In 2021, yards allowed was the most important stat for all DBs around the NFL. Now no one knows about yards allowed to anyone right now, right? For any DB who gave up the most yards last season. Nobody know that. But we had every single pundit, critic talking about that. Right? They hate us, because right now they only tolerating Parsons right now. They tolerating him. They finna flip on Parsons by this year. They about to. This dude for like the all-pro votings, not one vote for first team. Not one vote. Not one vote. I think that they gave Quinnen Williams a vote. So if they already doing that to Parsons, you know what I'm saying? So he got one more year before they turn on him. I'm talking about the 4-letter, 3-letter network. They can't stand him. Right? In my analysis of everything, Aaron Donald, as good and as great as he was, right? The Rams every year put more and more weapons around him. They put more and more bigger guys around him. They knew that he was great, but he needed help. No, not Aaron Donald. Yes, he needed help. He needed a Jalen Ramsey. He needed a Leonard Floyd. He needed guys that was inside. Ashawn Robinson. He needed guys all his entire career. Michael Brockers, a whole bunch of guys. Von Miller. And that was Aaron freaking Donald. Watch how the storyline and the news that will be said for my guy Parsons for the 2023 season. And he needed Sue. Yeah, shout out to you, Chappell. A young Sue, not the long in the tooth Sue, right? Not the Eagles version of Sue. But, it's cool for all of the other teams around the globe to get help to put around their players. It's amazing to me, like even Eagles, right? Like clearly they would say, oh, man, you know, they got the better quarterback in the National Football League or the NFC. But what a difference a year make. But what did they do to help that out, right? They put weapons around him, right? And people will contextualize the weapon that we placed around Dak Prescott was similar. No. We traded away said weapon for Amari Cooper when we had got him. Think about it. It took us 3 and 5 when we got Amari Cooper. Had that man for a year and a half. And then here's the craziest thing of it all. I can't make this stuff up. Amari Cooper, the very next year, people were poo-pooing on him. Oh, he gives up on plays. He don't play half of games, man. On road games, he sucks, but at home, he shines. That's what they say, right? They're ready to get rid of him dead. The dude took a pay cut to stay, and they're ready to get rid of him. So it don't matter who we get, they're gonna talk about said player until they gonna make him a villain regardless. That's just how it goes, y'all. And unfortunately, that's just how it is when you're rooting and supporting for this team.
He ain't lying.
That's just what it is. In the famous words of Finesse, 2-time.
It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it.
Yeah.
Birds of a feather. They flock together. They make you a sucker.
Yes, indeed. But it's always good.
On the real, me and your mama get real serious.
Get real serious. We ain't going nowhere, baby. We are not going nowhere. And as we depart, I want you guys to understand. Yeah, Maury year 2 and the clowns was going on. Yeah, they're clowning the man year 2. Couldn't even find his house in Frisco yet, right? Had to still use GPS and they're ready to get him up out of here. But all we got to do is just continue to put one foot forward. Understand that there's never been a statue raised for a critic. And it's quite strange that those who talk about you are not on the same level as you. There's always somebody from the bottom collecting the crumbs that's willing to talk about you. Get on my level, yo. Y'all remember that song? You would never, ever, ever, ever get on my level, yo. Get on my level, yo. You would never, ever, ever, ever. Y'all remember that? So that's what we need to start talking to them. That's what we need to say to them for those who oppose us. I'm trying to keep it PG-13. Because that's what they're writing down right now. Will the Cowboys be Super Bowl favorites, right? There should be no excuses for the Cowboys, etc. But all of the 31 other teams, they can have excuses. But you would never, ever, ever, ever get on my level, yo. Get on my level, yo. That's the realities of it. You see, they wish to be like us. They want to shine. They want to be talked about. Heavy is the crown. And when they're talked about, they whine. They cry about it. Said it's not fair. Blah, blah, blah. And we get it day in and day out. Sometimes, hell, we want to know what's going on in Cincinnati, but we don't get those privileges, right? But everybody, mama, uncle, cousin know about Cavante Turpin throwing out the first pitch. Now, I must be fair. I must be fair to my guy, Eastside Harold. Cavante Turpin, he ain't Megan Thee Stallion, though, on her first pitch, So if you want some level grounds there, I can give you that one. But shout out to my guy, Cavante Turpin, for throwing out the first pitch tonight. And he did a backward flips at the end of it. But write this down for your mind. Final word will be tomorrow. Dustin Banks, appreciate you. Final word will be tomorrow. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you all hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan for it, and lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, and scarcity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty or famish or fame or sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the thing you desire, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset with the help of Almighty, you will get it. I really thank y'all from the bottom of my heart to get me to where I'm at right now. If I die tonight, I know I did the things great that I wanted to do for my love and adulations for the nation. All I ask is put me in a good casket and put a star over my tombstone. And still from the grave you guys will be hearing, how about them Cowboys? I'll be fighting in the heavens of pushing things in favor for us to win. Win, lose, or draw, from the womb to the tomb, baby. We ain't gonna never stop, baby. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to absolutely nothing but the best.
Damn.
Do what you love to do. Don't do what you hate to do. Let's go.
Give me my theme music.
Yeah, baby. Hey, ho. Come on. Hey. Turn my music up, huh? Yes, indeed. Good night. And good morning. And good afternoon. Depending on when you're listening to this. Let's get it. Hey. Lately, I just want to run it up. Come on.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just want to run it up.
Hey.
Yeah. Kinda check a song. Lately, I just want to run it up. Count that too, count up. Lately, I just want to run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives. Need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside.
All right.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play.
Charge it to the game.
I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black.
Who will lock?
I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with J, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now.
Come on.
Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty.
Hey.
You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field.
Come on.
Rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Damn.
Don't need no deals.
Come on.
Make the deal. Have to take it to a meal.
Eastside Harold, appreciate you for the support. Yeah. Ramon, I love.
Kinda check a song.
We appreciate you. Come on, hey, come on.
Count that too,
count that too.
Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah,
oh.
I just be off the dome.
Hey.
I never own no chrome.
Never.
Too many foes and clothes.
Come on.
Yeah.
Put some stars in this thing, baby. Hey.
I be in zones alone. I
be on roll alone.
Yeah. I be really in the field. Let her rush, I let her feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Half the ticket to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check a song. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too. Count it. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Until next time, baby.
Lately, I just wanna run it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Sacrifice, don't give up the fight. Everything will be alright on any given Sunday. Yeah, depend on you. If you win or lose, you know you got to pay some dues to live on Monday. Yeah.
Damn.
The Lion and his cub. Live from Law Nation Studios. You're listening to nothing but the best. In the beginning.
Take a drag of my cigarette.
Yo.
Breathe me out, breathe you in. Yeah. Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save the last bite for you.
And you.
For you. Ooh. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone. Sacrifice. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Sacrifice. Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be your player too? I'll follow wherever you go, whatever you do. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
I'm gonna need some glory hole.
7 years of a perfect love, 7 more and another one, and another one.
Hey.
Finding you was the one I lost. 7 wonders all in one, all in one. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone. Sacrifice. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights.
Pray for rain, you gotta deal with mud.
Can I be your player too? I'll follow.
Loud.
Wherever you go,
Desire.
whatever you do,
And desire. You the only
if a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
There we go, baby.
He needs some milk.
Let me get on up out of here.
You have to.